Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We're gonna get through this. That's the
opportunity while I was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And just unbelievable experiences when I was working with him. I mean, stories that I can share, stories there. There'd be 4 or 5 very expensive sports cars out front of our building and 20 people coming in and sitting down and going through the various items that we needed to, but always very flashy, very, very out there. You know, but something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression. Something that he's...
Recently, Floyd was seen emotional after news broke that authorities were seizing assets valued at $600 million, following his bold social media claim of buying 62 buildings in Manhattan. What was meant to showcase his wealth and skills as a real estate mogul quickly unraveled. It turned out those properties weren't actually under his ownership. Once that falsehood came to light, the FBI launched a deeper investigation into his wider investments, ultimately freezing additional properties and accounts linked to him.
Sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him differently.
At this moment, the assets, reported to be worth more than $600 million, are frozen. They cannot be sold, moved, or accessed until authorities determine whether Floyd truly has legal ownership. The whole situation started because Floyd himself decided to broadcast the alleged deal. He shared several videos flaunting the buildings, claiming a massive Manhattan purchase. His delivery was bold, even boastful, clearly aimed at impressing his followers. Responses from the public were immediate and intense.
To my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
Fans swarmed the comment sections, news outlets picked up the story, and the magnitude of the claim captured attention well beyond boxing circles. But as officials started verifying property records, the reality quickly came into focus. None of the Manhattan buildings were actually listed under Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s name.
Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper...
That revelation didn't just damage his reputation, it set off a domino effect. Federal investigators, who had been tracking his financial claims for years, saw this as a green light to dig even deeper. They started combing through his past records and began placing freezes on other assets tied to him. At this point, nothing can be accessed until a full audit wraps up. The stakes are even higher because Floyd has openly said in interviews that real estate has been his primary income stream since retiring from the ring. With those accounts locked down, that revenue vanishes, at least for now. And for someone whose lifestyle is as lavish and demanding as his, that's a serious hit.
How in 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Aggregate, gotcha.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid, and that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though.
Adding another layer of trouble, this financial whirlwind hit right when Floyd was gearing up for one of his boldest ventures yet, a staggering $700 million bid to secure a piece of the NFL's New York Giants. He wasn't flying solo on this. Alongside real estate mogul Mir Orbach, the duo aimed to lead a consortium to snap up a 10% stake in the team. The Giants, with a valuation north of $7.5 billion, stand as one of football's most historic and legendary franchises. Pulling off this deal would have been monumental. To show he meant business, Floyd even transferred $200 million into escrow, a clear signal of his commitment and intent to make the investment a reality.
Misunderstood.
and he just want to be treated fair.
Right.
And this is for any team that's watching right now. We'll make them a deal. If they sign AB and AB go through the whole season, no problems at all. And then they got to give us 20 million. But if he mess up, then we got to give them 20 million. So if any team want to match that, reach out to him.
Now, that ambitious plan hangs by a thread. Floyd's finances are under intense scrutiny, and to make matters worse, his partner Mir Orbach has stayed mostly quiet in recent days. When pressed by the media, Orbach offered a vague reply, noting only that he and his partners are constantly looking into various business ventures, including owning sports teams, but refused to elaborate further. Normally, such a statement might fly under the radar, but with everything happening right now, it's fueling speculation that something behind the scenes isn't quite lining up.
Life returns. Like, over his lifetime, he's going to make $300 million off the deal. It just doesn't make sense, especially with the amount of power players in NYC who would have already bought those 62 units if it was so lucrative. The white guy would have easily bought those 62 units up. And this is where I think the bigger understanding comes in. Because if you don't know, the true owner is Black Spruce Management. Mayweather at most holds a minority ownership stake and likely through a financial vehicle with options to...
Unsurprisingly, that has sparked a wave of questions. Why hasn't Orbach clarified whether Floyd is still involved in the deal? And if everything is above board, why the reluctance to share details publicly? At this point, no one has a definitive answer. Yet, with each passing day of silence, the situation starts to look increasingly uncertain and tense.
If you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings are in.
Pouring more gasoline on the situation, Eddie Hearn raised doubts about Floyd's finances months ago. In an interview, he remarked, "I'm not sure he actually has the wealth he claims. I'm not saying he's bankrupt, but with the way he spends and the frequency of those exhibitions, it does make you question things." Back then, his comment caused a stir, and Floyd brushed it off with a laugh when shown the clip, joking, "Hearn always has a slick line ready." But now, in light of recent events, Hearn's warning feels far less like banter and much closer to reality.
These guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff. It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like it's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money after all these years?
I don't think he needs the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's...
Others in the boxing world have started voicing similar concerns. Analyst Rick Glazer noted that while it's hard to imagine Mayweather truly struggling financially, the reports are coming from trustworthy sources. He warned that the issue runs deep, emphasizing that this isn't merely a mix-up or a publicity blunder. It's a real problem with potential to spiral. Just as the situation was reaching peak uncertainty, Floyd dropped a new video online. This time, he was hyping a Thailand-based cryptocurrency called a SIEZED. In the clip, he urged fans to invest, teasing rewards like a live Zoom call with both him and the coin's founder, $100 cashback for anyone putting at least $20 into one of his WBC championship belts, and most shockingly, a private one-on-one training session with Floyd himself for a lucky winner.
I mean, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave.
An offer like that, from someone who rarely gives anything away, immediately drew attention. Why would Floyd attach himself so heavily to a little-known cryptocurrency? And why pile on so many lucrative incentives, all tied to serious amounts of cash? To many observers, it came across as a frantic attempt to pull in quick money. Considering the timing, that theory doesn't seem far off. Step back and the pattern becomes obvious. This isn't just one misleading post on Instagram. It's a trail of questionable choices, financial warning signs, and a lack of clarity. On the surface, Floyd still smiles for cameras, flaunts luxury, and talks like his wealth is limitless. But beneath it all, the foundation is anything but solid.
His record.
Because of the drug of boxing.
Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any. Floyd,
are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
There's a real risk that even more of his assets could be frozen, future deals could collapse, and past financial claims might be scrutinized, or even disproven. Just recently, staff at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Los Angeles staged a dramatic walkout after weeks of unpaid wages. They didn't leave quietly, they took to the street with signs and microphones. One placard read, "The money team has no money." Another shouted, "Hard work, dedication, and then what?" Some employees went even further, holding signs that read, "Labor trafficking and modern-day slavery." These weren't empty slogans. They were the voices of workers who felt pushed to their breaking point.
No, this is for real. No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work?
Dedication!
No pay!
Money Mayweather where? I don't see you.
Rent won't wait.
I got bills to pay.
Rent won't.
Insiders reveal that the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness location in Los Angeles could be facing a full shutdown. This isn't just a temporary protest. Employees are acting as if the end is already here. Equipment sits idle, classes are being canceled, and members are being told not to renew their subscriptions for the time being. Samria Bolden, a general manager at the gym, shared how quickly trust in the brand eroded. "I started working here in September 2023, and on my very first day, the team wasn't even properly employed. From that moment, I was worried, but I hoped I could help turn things around. Instead, I was fed lies from the start," she explained. "We've lost everything. I've suffered from missed and late paychecks. It's completely impacted my life. This situation has ruined me."
Getting paid late, it has completely affected my life. It has affected my mental health.
Another coach opened up about how the pressure extended far beyond delayed paychecks. "Honestly, it's been really discouraging," he said. "We haven't been compensated properly, and it takes a toll on your mental health. My wife even ended up in the hospital from the stress and anxiety caused by this job. There's just so much weighing on you, and it's heartbreaking to go through it while working for such a high-profile company. The reality is, we're not even getting paid."
The brand, just given the name, but the more and more that I've been here since the beginning of 2024, just seeing the treatment of the staff has just really broken my heart. And also too, for all of the staff, I've offered discounted adjustments to $20. And having staff members tell me they can't afford to pay $20 for an adjustment because they're not getting paid just really took me back to say, wow, what's going on here? Still coming in every Monday, still adjusting the staff to make sure that they felt okay, they felt regulated, that their systems didn't feel so stressed out.
Mayweather has remained completely silent about the walkout, the payroll issues, or the possibility of the gym closing. Yet with each passing day, his silence speaks volumes, especially considering that just weeks ago, he was flaunting over $1 billion in real estate and showing off extravagant purchases on social media. For employees struggling to cover basic bills, the contrast isn't merely frustrating, it feels downright insulting. Questions are now mounting about how Mayweather's business operations are actually managed. Multiple insiders have suggested there's confusion over who handles payroll. Some argue it's a franchise-level issue rather than Floyd personally failing. Others counter that if his name is on the building, the ultimate responsibility falls squarely on him. Criticism is starting to mount beyond the gym walls as well.
I was promised a lot, and being who I am a protector, and I protect my team, and I've tried to protect their employment, and unfortunately now there's nothing for me to lose. We have lost everything. I've lost so much in this, not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life.
Amir Khan didn't mince words in a recent interview, giving his blunt take on the situation. "It's sad, but karma is a bee," he said. "The thing is, look how arrogant he's been. He flaunts his money. You can't just throw cash around when so many people out there are struggling. And if he's spending it at strip clubs." Khan's criticism reflects a sentiment long whispered across the boxing world. Floyd Mayweather didn't just adopt a persona of excess, he lived it. His nickname, Money, wasn't mere branding, it was a lifestyle. From private jets and diamond-studded watches to duffel bags stuffed with cash and tossing bills across nightclub floors, the Mayweather life has always embraced extravagance to the extreme.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Frank. I was a coach here at Mayweather Boxing Fitness Hollywood, and honestly, it's been disheartening to go through everything we've been going through. We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. We had to rely on a member that worked at Chick-fil-A that granted us some free Chick-fil-A cards, so we're all eating unhealthy meals to the point where we can't even go home and get some fresh fruit. We're not able to literally pay for our bills. The debt, it accumulated to the point where it messed with the mental health.
So when employees hold signs accusing him of modern-day slavery right outside his own gym, it strikes hard. Even if Floyd isn't personally running the LA location, the responsibility ultimately reflects on him. His brand is inseparable from his name. When staff go unpaid under the Mayweather banner, the story spreads fast, especially after he publicly claimed that his wealth largely comes from savvy investments and ownership. The issue goes far beyond a single gym. If one location is in chaos, what about the others? Franchise chains often face legal trouble when operations falter, and if more employees speak out, or reports emerge from other states, this could quickly evolve from a local scandal into a nationwide controversy.
Buffett, that's in his 80s or 90s, that can still make a ton of money. The Waltons that own Walmart. Bill Gates can still make computers. But soon as someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that...
Meanwhile, gym members are left in a state of uncertainty. Those who paid for annual memberships are now pushing for refunds, while others have no idea if their upcoming training sessions will take place. Leadership hasn't issued any official communication. No emails, no statements, just complete silence. The situation could escalate even further if class action lawsuits emerge. Reports indicate that some employees are already consulting labor attorneys, trying to determine whether Floyd himself could be held responsible or if the matter falls solely on the franchise. Depending on who legally owns the LLC for the LA location, the legal entanglements could become very messy, very fast.
It's Avi & Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come give you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
It's also important to see how this aligns with the earlier wave of questions around Floyd's investment claims. With the FBI monitoring the situation and his assets already under review, financial scrutiny is intensifying. When an empire starts showing cracks, even small issues get amplified, and employees protesting outside the gym isn't just a minor flaw, it's a serious breach. Another challenge lies in investor and partner perception. The Mayweather gym chain spans multiple locations across the U.S., all tied to a brand built on promises of wealth, power, and reliability. If the LA branch collapses and the story spreads, franchise sales could stall, partners might back out, and expansion plans could grind to a halt. Growing a brand is nearly impossible when your flagship location is unraveling in plain sight.
He's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take some.
What unfolds next will likely hinge on whether Floyd chooses to respond. If he speaks directly to the employees, settles unpaid wages, and takes responsibility for his actions and misstatements, he could begin to steer the narrative back in his favor. But if he continues to stay silent, this could spiral into lawsuits and major headlines. So far, there's been nothing. No statement, no video, no confirmation of payroll, no apology, just the situation intensifying. Everything points to a stark reality. Floyd's financial situation is under serious strain, and the coming days could be even more challenging. What's your take? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for ongoing updates.